advocate of team book reading for the Monterey County Libraries. If you haven't seen my recent video, I recently did a book review on the Come Up by Angie Thomas, and for this video I will be doing the review for The Hate U Give by the same author. Personally, Angie Thomas is one of my favorite authors, and of closing of Black History Month, I believe that this is such a great book to end off with. I read The Hate U Give in my middle school years, either 7th or 8th grade. Reading this, I felt a sort of understanding towards it, but reading it again my sophomore year, I felt a connection with it. I felt that this was such a great book to read, and I shared it with all of my friends, and they had read it too, and all of us sat and talked about it and had a great discussion about it. So I would love to share that information to you, and I hope that in some way you can connect as well. The Hate U Give is about a young girl who lives in a low-income neighborhood but attends a really high-income high school within a high-income community. She is a character of color, and when she goes to her high-income school, majority of the classmates, a really high percentage, around 90%, are filled with those of a white neighborhood. One thing about this book that I do want to say before you do choose to read it and choose to, dive into the storyline and the characters and the plot and the scene, this book does talk about police brutality, Black Lives Matter, racism, systemic racism. So I know that may be a sensitive topic for others, or it may be a topic that you don't feel comfortable in reading or talking about. So I would like to say that before I recommend you reading the book. But during a sort of situation dealing with two of the African American characters, one of her friends, Malik, gets shot. Now, this happens so fast. Personally, to me, I feel like this happened very fast, but the outcome of that one situation has brought it to my attention that this is going on currently today, as it has happened years ago when the civil rights movement was happening in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. So I feel like hearing this in a high school perspective and hearing this as a person of color, this was something that was quickly brought to my attention and something that I do want to share with you all. The character herself has a sort of change. She goes from having a strong group of friends, she goes to a high school where she's friends with both those in her neighborhood and those in that neighborhood, to after this situation happens, her world changes. Her family isn't as strong as they were before. Her friend group has shackles and conflict with one another, and it views the way that the high-income neighborhood and the low-income neighborhood look at each other. And there is so much fighting for justice and fighting for something that has been going on for so long. And the character being around high school, she has dedicated so much of her time fighting for her friend's life and fighting for other Black lives who have been taken away innocently. And reflecting back now again to the real world, this is something that is currently happening. This is something that needs to be changed. And this book is such a great book. Honestly, you want to learn more about things that are going on currently and things that are going on within, not only just in California, in our community, but it is happening so many in other states and the whole country. So I give this book a 10 out of 10, simply because I personally know a lot of the hate and a lot of the injustice, and there's also a movie about it too, so you can choose from the book and you can choose from the movie. I personally recommend reading the book because I could understand it on my own time, and I can sort of stop, kind of think, and kind of brainstorm on everything that is going on. You can get this book at the Monterey County Libraries. It is available for checkout there. Overall, this book is phenomenal. The wording is perfect. The setting is perfect. The way everything falls out in line towards the end and the middle, they all connect with one another. And I feel like there are specific characters that, teenagers can relate to and kind of step in their shoes for a little bit and kind of see their point of view. Other than that, I do recommend this book for reading. I strongly encourage teenagers to read it, but if you are an adult viewing this video, then I do strongly believe that you should read it as well. This is a great book to discuss with your friends. This is a great book to, contact your teachers about, like, hey, I read this book, The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. I know Black History Month has just passed by, but I was kind of hoping you can educationally connect to me with this book and how, if you have a paper due soon and you have to do it on a book, you can read this book, you can find out some pinpoints, and I know you will create a great paper from it. This book truly has changed the way that I view a lot of things, but that is my personal opinion on this. So I feel as if you possibly hear an audiobook about it and like listen to like a sort of clip of it. I know there's some on YouTube, but checking out the book, having it in your own hands, taking your time to reading it, you will start to grasp little things and start to understand little things. So again, this book is called The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas, and I feel that this will be a very strong book for teenagers to read. Thank you.